Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 33 of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, aka the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. I brought a baseball here for us this episode. We'll get to it in a later segment. That's what we in the business call a tease. In prior episodes, I have brought up this podcast, the Martyr Made podcast that I'm listening to. It goes deep into the history of Palestine-Israel conflict. While it's very fruitful, I will admit at times it is definitely a snooze fest. So while I work during the day, I'm trying to find more uplifting, funny podcasts to listen to. Today, I found a podcast by a porn star that I was unaware of. She goes by the name Sylvia Sage. Her guest was a male porn star who goes by the name Lucas Frost. Both are very well spoken, so I enjoyed their conversation. And part of the way through it, Lucas mentioned that his record for coming in a 24-hour period, that's one day, is 17 times. 17. Mind-blowing emoji. That made my jaw drop. That's why he does porn and why the rest of us do not. When I was in high school, we had a competition with some of my friends to see who could come the most in one day. And I believe my record is 5 or 6. And I did that all wanking myself while Lucas did it with his girlfriend, which is even more badass. It's what a Superman in the bedroom Lucas is. Good for you. I'm not going to say who won our competition in high school because I don't think he'd want to let that be public. But Lucas Frost, man, that guy, go look at some of his work if you want to see how to sling dick a lot. And oh yeah, and he also mentioned that zinc is what helps him come multiple times, which is a vitamin I don't have. And you know I love my vitamins. I'm vitamin D to the kazoo, to the top of my head every day. So tomorrow I will definitely be going out and buying the largest intake of zinc without killing myself. Well, with that family-friendly opening, let's get into this one. The nail trend is overdone and tacky. Not much to this one, LOL, that stands for laugh out loud. Nails are nice and can be pretty, but I feel like it's overdone and over the top at this point. Not to mention, getting your nails done is expensive AF as fuck, and a wild expense when you can literally just press some on if you want the Freddy Krueger look. LOL. Freddy Krueger, I believe that's a subtle insult at all you babes with the long nails. This one makes me tense up because we all know this person in life. She's judging us. She's the same type of person she can't understand why you spent $7 at Starbucks for your morning coffee. Because we've all read that thing online, and she's the one who typed it out where she'll go, well, you spent $7 on that coffee and now it's gone. And you do that five days a week, each day you work, times 52 weeks. If you save that money up for 5 years, then you compound the interest for another 5 years, you can pay off your mortgage. The problem with that logic is you ain't living life. And it gets exhausting when you have that person hovering over you, telling you how much you spend. Because in her mind, the way her mind works, everything is about the price. And she wants to know how much you spend on everything. It's like, how much did you spend on your coffee? How much did those new pants cost? How much was that hotel room? How much was your mortgage? How much was your car payment? How much did you spend for dinner last night? Did you get a deal? What was the sale? Everything. It's just every question. She doesn't even know she's doing it because it's just so like automatic for her. But to the rest of us, it's just exhausting. And the way our lives work, like this type of person here with this post, she's going to end up with more money and more well off in life. But the rest of us who understand life will have a better, more fulfilling life because we just understand that you got to spend money. Like that's what makes life fun. For her, her life, it's not fun. Like, it's just not a life worth living because what she's going to do is she's going to wake up each morning and have shitty coffee, probably Folgers. She's never going to have a hotel room with a beach view because she's going to refuse to pay the extra money. She's going to have a Target credit card because God forbid, you buy something brand name. And the problem with her is she's allergic to the thought of luxury. The mere thought of luxury makes her break out in hives. And that's not the way to live life because life is about treating yourself, giving yourself a little treat, a present, while she's home huffing nail cleaner, whatever the fuck you call it. She doesn't understand that all the people with the Freddy Krueger nails, they're out at the nail salon having an experience. It's not so much about the nails. I've spoken to this with some babes. It's about the experience. It's about going to the nail salon with your girlfriends and gossiping with each other and trying to understand what the nail techs are saying and laughing when you can't understand them and seeing everybody else there and getting a sense for what all the other babes are doing to their nails. And you're figuring out what the newest trends are and you're sipping on your margarita and you're laughing and you leave a 40% tip and you're ready to go out that night and steal this babe's boyfriend because life is a competition. There are winners and there are losers. And I'm just going to be real with you. I'd rather get jerked off by a babe with bedazzled nails than a babe with chipped nails because she bites them and refuses to pay to go to a salon. That's just the truth. When I'm at a bar, I do notice a babe with well-kept nails with like the pastel colors, with like the one in the middle has like stripes or some kind of like fake diamonds on them that makes it glow. The bedazzled, the peacock nail. I will always approach that girl and spit my terrible game to her than just the skin nail lady. Because the lady with the who gets all dolled up with her nails, that's a mindset. It's not, it really has nothing to do with her nails. When I see that, to me, that signifies a lady who understands life is about luxury. It's about treating yourself. When I see those nails, to me, that represents a lady that's willing to put in the time, the energy, and yes, the money to work on herself because she loves herself and she deserves to be pampered. And I like a babe who wants to be pampered. You don't think this girl with the terrible nails who's criticizing everybody else, like, pamper yourself. That you worked hard. You work 40, 50, 60, 70 hours. You're a parent. You're taking shit from everybody. Go to the salon, spend a few dollars. Experience life, have some fun. Ugh. So while everyone else is living life at the salon, you're going to Walgreens, buying your own nail polish. Good for you. Go play the penny slots at Atlantic City in sweatpants because no sweat off my back because nobody wants to be seen with you and your non-dolled up nails anyway. No, that's the truth. Spend money on yourself. You give one life, you're probably going to die before you think you are. So don't worry so much about saving money. Enjoy that luxury. You deserve it. The B-man, anytime you're like, I shouldn't spend that money on myself. No. Get that inner B-man and spend it. Spend those bills. Make those nails beautiful. Let's get to some photos now. This segment is all about baseball. The crack of the bat, the spitting of the tobacco, the stealing signs. I want to preface all of it by saying there are some sacrifices I have to make. And yes, I do use that term very loosely. Sacrifices I've had to make to do stand-up comedy in this verbal graffiti project. One of those sacrifices is I don't get to watch as much baseball as I like to. Hey, when you're out each night slinging dick jokes to this crowd and this empty room and that bartender and those three people eating peanuts, it doesn't leave much time to watch a 3-hour, 9-inning game. So I keep up with my teams by looking at the box scores and scrolling through X and seeing highlights. With all that out of the way, let's get into this one. Comes from the subreddit, True Unpopular Opinion. Giving foul balls to kids at baseball games is dumb. Give them to old people. Kids are young. They haven't had to wait long. They still have time. Plenty of old folks out there who have never gotten a foul ball in 70 years of going to games as opposed to 7. We're spoiling the kids by giving them foul balls. Let them catch it themselves or be patient like the rest of us had to be. Sense a little bitterness there. Just being at the game is enough of an experience. Less than 1% of the people at the game will get a foul ball. I actually believe it's probably less than 1%. This is a funny one for me because I go to a couple of Yankee games per year, usually on average. And this is a conversation that always comes up between me and my brother. And I'm sure some of you who go to baseball games have this conversation because there is, I don't know the percentage, but there is part of the population who gets off on giving a baseball to a kid. Like so much so that they plan it out before, as soon as they get in their seat, it's like, let's get a beer and let me point out what kid I'm going to give the baseball to if we catch a foul ball or a home run. And my brother, he asks me this all the time. We go to a game, he's like, hey, if you catch a ball, are you going to give it to the kid? And I hesitate because I know the correct answer is yes, give it to the 4-year-old. But there is part of me that agrees with this guy's true unpopular opinion. Now, what I don't agree is giving a ball to a toddler is not spoiling him. I disagree with that. Like spoiling a kid, let's be real, is giving him an iPad or buying him a $200 jersey of his favorite player that he's going to outgrow in 7 months. That's spoiling a kid. Giving a kid a baseball, that's a kind gesture. That's a memory. I'm okay with that. But I kind of take his side. I kind of do. Because when you give a ball to a kid, he's not going to appreciate it. I am with this guy now. Like, you give a kid a ball, he's going to scuff it all up. Because he's probably eating ice cream. So he's going to get the ball all sticky with the brown sprinkles and the nacho cheese and the cotton candy. And he's going to forget about it. Like, you ask him 2 weeks from now, hey, do you have that baseball I gave you at the Yankee game we went to? And he'll be like, no, I don't remember. And he'll just go right back to playing Minecraft. He'll probably like leave it in your minivan and it will roll out and he'll use it at his Little League baseball practice instead of keeping it. So that, yeah, man, I struggle with it. Like, good, evil. I don't think it's good, evil. I think it's more being practical and not being wasteful. And yeah, giving a baseball to a kid, while it might be a good memory for him and for you, you are wasting the ball. There is another school of thought out there, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen these videos where an adult will catch a foul ball, he'll give it to a kid, like a 7, 8, 9-year-old, and then the 9-year-old will take the ball and give it to like a hot babe that's like behind him. And then the girl, like, she's like, oh, how cute, I'm in love. And I despise that because have you ever met a lady who said, yeah, I sucked off some kid who gave me a baseball. Shouldn't be sucking off kids, but you get the idea. There's never a lady who calls a kid 12 years later, is like, hey, remember that foul ball you gave me when you were 10 years old? I'm ready to suck your balls in return. That does not happen. Her life is so fucking, like, it's almost like the hot barista who's getting all the tips. Like, her life, it's an easy street enough. So you don't be giving the ball to the hot girl thinking you're going to get something in return, because you're not. It's never happened in the history of baseball. So don't give it to the child. Don't give it to the hot babe that you have the hots for in your section. As to the 70-year-old, you can't give it to the 70-year-old. You just can't give it to the elderly person. And the reason why is because it's emasculating to him. If you're a healthy man, let's say like myself, you're middle-aged, you're 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you catch a foul ball and you give it to a 70-year-old. Like, if he's not in a wheelchair and he's just in normal seating, like he's going to take that as an insult, as he should. And if he has any man strength left to him, like, there's a chance he's going to punch 3 of your teeth out and you're going to roll down like 4 rows and then security's going to have to kick you out. And the 70-year-old's in the right for doing that, because one man giving another full-size man a baseball, even though, yeah, he might be a little bit more wrinkly than the rest of us. That guy probably fought in Vietnam. Like, he's tougher than you're ever going to be. So for you to think you're going to do him a favor, like, no, that makes him look like a pussy. You can't do that. So 70-year-old is way out. Now, hey, if the guy, like, if he's leaning over and he's in a wheelchair, like, yeah, give it to the 70-year-old. But if he's not in handicapped seating and he's just near you, X. You cannot be giving a 70-year-old the foul ball or the home run ball. So that where does that leave us? So you don't give it to the kid. You don't give it to the hot babe in your section. You absolutely cannot be giving it to a 70-year-old, especially if he's still hip and can move around. I think what it comes down to is what most property comes down to is possession is 9/10 of the law. If you catch the foul ball, don't be giving it to anybody. You keep that ball. This ball right here, let me tell you about it. I caught this foul ball. That's a lie. I got the foul ball. I was at a game with my brother. We were in the third section. What side? Third base side. It was a rainy day. It's a rainy night game. It was cloudy, overcast. It was raining a little bit. The Yankees were playing, I believe they were playing Detroit. Not many people there. My brother and I were actually talking about, hey, have you ever caught a foul ball? And we both said we had it. Prince Fielder Jr. popped up a ball to us. It bounced around. There was no one in our section. I went over, I got the ball, held it up, and I still have it. That is the key. I have it because it's a keepsake, and I appreciate it. I know how difficult it is to get a foul ball, unlike the hot babe or the toddler. So I've kept it all these years. I think I caught it when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, which is a perfect age. It's at that age where you realize how difficult it is to get a foul ball. So when you get it, you understand the importance of it. It gives you a story, and fuck off if you think I was going to give it to anybody else. Nah, I kept it. I'm going to keep it, and it's going to go into my urn because I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated. So Prince Fielder Jr., great player. Had no opinion of him, but he hit me a ball. Now he's one of my favorite all-time players, and I got the scuff mark. It says Major League Baseball, Rawlings, which is a sponsor. It's got the logo. Love that ball. Love it. And you want me to give that to a kid? Come on, this is America. Earn your keep here. So that's it. Don't give it to a kid. Don't give it to the lady in the pink Yankee hat. Don't give it to the Vietnam vet. Fuck them all. Keep the baseball. And anyone else in your section giving you shit for not giving the baseball to a kid, turn around, look that person in the eye, and say, go suck a fat one.